What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Million Dollar Brand with Jalen LeGrand. So excited for you guys to join me this week. I know it looks a little different because this week we're in the classroom and we're going back to the foundation. I know over the last several weeks, you guys had an opportunity to see some of the behind the scenes things that go on with my Brand 316 collection. But this week is all about you. This week, I'm gonna be delving into some of the foundations, some of the strategies, some of the techniques that I use to build my $1 million brand in hopes that you too can build your $1 million brand. So let's just go ahead and dig right into it. We're gonna talk about the foundations of building a $1 million brand. And for some, this may be elementary, but these simple things are the things that will put you in a position to build your brand, thrive, and go forth like never before. A lot of people often ask me, what is my creative process? And I always say that creativity means nothing if you don't have the foundations in place. And so while we will get into creativity on future episodes, this week I want to talk about simple, basic business things that everybody needs when they're in pursuit of building their $1 million brand. So let's talk about business structure. A lot of people often feel like all they have to do is go on the IRS website, file an EIN number, and boom, you're in business. I always tell people, I'm not a lawyer. I cannot give legal advice. However, I can give you my personal view on the best way to establish and structure your business in the beginning if you're in pursuit of building a long-term brand. And so I always like to tell people, get an LLC. Separate your entity from yourself. The biggest mistake that I made when I was building my brand is when I did run into the issue where I wanted to grow and needed credit, I had to guarantee everything in my personal name. The best form of action is in the beginning, separate your brand from yourself by building an LLC, also getting a DBA, which is a doing business as certificate that can be obtained from your local state office, depending on where you live. You can also go to the comptroller and get a sales tax permit. A sales tax permit is what you'll need when you're ready to buy things wholesale, when you're dealing with vendors and all of those things. The next thing that I always tell people when you're in pursuit of building your $1 million brand, the name means more than anything. A lot of times we as entrepreneurs, we like to build businesses and we like to use names that are very near and dear to our heart, but nobody else knows the meaning of those things. Think about this on a broader scale. Think about this on a global scale. When you're choosing the name of your brand, though you may want to choose something that has meaning to you and impact to you, think about the meaning that it will have to other people. Because the thing about branding is that the easier it is that your name is to be understood, the easier it is for you to brand your name, and the more people will come towards wearing that, rocking that, supporting that, because it has meaning to them. I know a lot of times we like to name brands after our kids, or we like to name things after people that are close to us, but will that really sell in the marketplace? Will that really allow you to go as far as you want to go in pursuit of building your brand? Come up with a name that really resonates with your target audience and really allows people to pull themselves in and feel like they can connect with it, because that is how you're gonna build a brand that is bigger than you, a brand that outlives you. The next important thing that you have to do is decide who your audience is. If you do this from the beginning, you save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of headache, and a lot of money. I remember when I first started my brand, I was super engulfed in trying to do all these things that didn't really make sense. And I was doing those things because I thought, well, if I do things this way, it'll give me this result. And so I spent a lot of time having to undo a lot of things that did not make sense logically, all because I didn't want to take the time in the beginning to do market research, establish who my target audience was. And once you establish who your target audience is, it's so much easier to figure out how to develop products. On next week, we're gonna talk about product development, product placement, and crafting a brand story and all those different things. But these basic fundamental things are all things that I need you to have in place if you're in pursuit of building your $1 million brand. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited that you've been on this journey with me, and I'm excited to take this journey with you. Please like, subscribe, share with somebody else. You never know who wants to build a brand and how this can help them build a brand. I'll see you guys next week.